Bob, this is your first lesson, March 11th, 2019. The stance is pretty good. If I was going to do anything, I'd get your chin up just a little.
Okay.
And you could be, your shoulders could be bumping into your chin. So you want your nose pointed above the ball. See how it is? His eyes are kind of out here. His nose is pointed above the ball. You got it kind of buried. So I just get the chin up. But this is really good. Arms hang nicely. Everything's good. The grip looks pretty good. There's no sense screwing around with that. So the first position is right here. It's kind of a blur, but you can see the club face. Okay. This seems small, but this is here's the club face. I like it because it's toe up. I don't like it because here's the shaft, and this is where it should be. See, it disappears on his hands. He's got the toe up, but see how the shaft is right over his toe line, parallel to his toe line?
Right over this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yours is back inside here.
Okay.
So,
you're careful. I don't want to lose my instructor.
Yeah, it should be right here, and you've got it here. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have to fight a little disease, which I'll show you.
Called going over the top?
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is, and the problem with going over the top, as you probably know, is you come down steep, and that's a death move.
Yeah.
Now, the plane is important because keeping the shaft on plane is important because if you get it off plane, you got to do compensation to get it back on plane, and to hit the ball, it has to be back on plane. So anytime you drag it off, you're going to have to work to get it back on. There's where the inconsistency comes from. Watch this guy. His club is on plane the entire time. Now it doesn't have to be precisely on. It just has to be between like 10%, something like this. So see
what you're saying in between that?
No. See how the shaft is parallel to the yellow lines? It doesn't have to be exactly on any of the yellow lines.
Okay.
It just has to be parallel. And now his is parallel the entire trip. Look, here's his top position. His arm is parallel to the yellow lines. The shaft is still parallel. Now when he comes down, he doesn't have to make compensating moves. It's all set up. All he does is drop it in here. Now he just fires, turns through. And the thing with being all on plane is you can get quick and still hit the ball. If you have compensating moves, you get quick, you don't have a chance of the compensating moves, you're not going to get to the ball. Okay, so that's the story why that plane is so important. So when you bring it up here, it's a little inside. You're going to have to battle it. Now, your hands have moved a little away from the ball, the body. They start on this blue line, and they are now, the butt of the club is here. So it's moved away about 4 inches. So you have a little bit of problem with a loop. You really want the butt of the club to go straight back. We'll get to that. It may not be a problem. This is a bigger problem than that, but I'm just pointing out details.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
So now you're a good athlete. So this is off plane. Here's the shaft on that line I'm drawing. Let me clear up some of these. Here's the shaft. Now it's not parallel to those lines. It's like 80 degrees off. But you're a good athlete. Look, all of a sudden, you make a miracle move, you're back on plane. But this move you don't need, and if you don't have that move, you don't need this compensating move to put back on plane. So his swing will be simpler when we get you going just up this yellow line and down the yellow line. Now,
I've never seen that before, and I've never had that explained to me before.
Well, that's what's different here. Okay, now this is really good spot at the top. I like this. See, your arm is parallel to the swing plane. The shaft is parallel to the swing plane. Now, But you had to work hard to get there. You had to move it off here, then you had to move it back on plane, and all. So you had to work hard getting here. Now, but now your head has moved back, an inch and a half, and maybe up an inch and a half, something like this. So you kind of rock back like this. But your butt is against the back wall, so that part is good. Now here, see the first move like this? The first move down, you haven't started with your lower body. You're up here, it's all upper body. You're just kind of throwing it out like this. See, your hands get chest high, and you really haven't turned it all. And so when you come down, you come down, and your really body hasn't really turned. Look at this guy. When he starts down, look, his hands are moving, but look at his lower body. Look at his hips. Look at his hips. So when he gets chest high, he's turning his hips already. You get chest high, you're like this. So essentially, your swing is like this, all arms.
I believe it.
Well, this is a truth machine, and all we need to do is get the lower body moving a little bit, like this. I mean, you won't have good X factors, but you get it moving. So at impact, you'll be more like this, double cheek in impact. You're like this. So that's what your swing looks like. Okay, so it's here. And all you want to do is just turn it through like this. If you're skipping a rock, you wouldn't skip a rock like this, right? You turn through this way, right? You're playing tennis. It's not like that. It's the body rotates through. That's where you're going to get your distance back. So that's the number one killer right there. There's no lower body. It follows your upper body, whereas this guy leads it. See, his hips have already turned, his shoulders haven't. You and I don't have the flexibility. At this point, we got to open the hips, and our shoulders will be a little more open, but that's okay. See, now you can come through, but it's like you're swinging in a chair versus a whole body rotating through. That's the crux of the matter. Okay, so you come down here, and you kind of stand out of it. You see how your butt comes away from the back wall, so that's going to cause some timing issues and contact issues. But I like this. You follow through. The spine angle is still there. So the butt comes away from the wall, but you still maintain the spine angle. This is really good. Really good. So 8 elements of the swing you have down cold. The other 2 are the ones that are causing the damage, the power leaks. And this is really good. So it's a great swing from here up, and it's a great swing down through the ball through here. That's wonderful. You keep your head there until the chin hits. That's wonderful. So you've got several good parts. We're not going to back up. We're not going to remove your swing and install a brand new one. All we're going to do is take your swing and remove 1 or 2 unneeded movements. You'll have the same basic swing. It'll just be simpler and smoother and create more power. Okay, let's see it from the other angle.
And what's funny, Lee, is sometimes I think I'm getting the body to go where you want it to go, because sometimes I hit it well, and it feels good.
Okay.
And most of the time it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, we can go over that. Let me finish this recording. This should give us no surprises. Okay, so this is face on. You know, this is a pretty good backswing. This is caved in behind the ball. The right hip is back. We kind of like that. That's a pretty good shoulder turn. If you get that chin up just a bit, that shoulder will fit under nicer. Okay, so just a little like this. So for your chin being down, see it stopped right there. Your swing stops because your chin's in the way.
Sure.
If your chin's relatively up, that shoulder fits nicely under your chin. And with the chin up, you'll get that right shoulder back a little more, so you get a better turn. What does it give you? More distance. More distance. So you know, but having said that, this is a pretty good setup. Now, what we want to do is see. Okay, so from here. You see, I really like this caved in here, and that right hip is back. That's really good. Okay, so as you come down, it really hasn't moved much off here. Now it's starting to move. This is better than I thought. You got kind of a little cast, right? So at this point there's no lag. So you got 90 degrees here. You got I don't know what's that, 120, and you know that's close to 180. That's close to straight off. So you got a little bit of cast.
And when you give me that figure, what does that mean?
Well, the good guys. Well, let me go through here, and then This is a great release, Bob. See that shoulder coming through? You don't even know you're doing it. And then this thing comes through. It's just a little late. So you have the moves. You know, your head's behind the ball till you hit, and then this. Great shoulder tilt here. This is a good swing. Release the right side. That's wonderful. It almost can't be taught. You've got it naturally. And the lower body movement. This is great. Just a couple clicks late. So your body can do it. We just need to start it earlier. So I'm encouraged with that. Let me show you what it should look like here. Okay, so here's our buddy again. So here's his backswing. You and I can't get there, but we can get here, right? So see how his right shoulder's disappeared? Okay, so then from the top, see how he gets his lower body? His hands is hardly moving. Now look at his lower body. He's got the separation on the back leg. You know, his hands are now even with his chest. Now he gets here. Now at this point, he's cleared out the left hip because he's pushed, and then he gets to this spot, which is nirvana. If your hip's in the way, you end up kind of chicken winging it. But So, in quick review, what we need to do is basically start the lower body sooner. Everything's good here. You know, we clean up the takeaway a bit. It just makes it easier, less moving parts. But the number one thing is, from here, we want to start the lower body going. You know, and it'd be helpful if we keep the head still too. So you're kind of coming up like that.
Okay.
Let's see, are you coming down, Steve? No, you're coming down on plane. That's the only thing that we need to work on.